Is this your first day using a microphone or what?
I moved it and now everything is all in awkward spots.
Da, 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 da. Hey everyone, I'm Ryan.
Hi Ryan, I'm Steve. And this is 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, trading,
fixing, modding, breaking, reviewing.
If you're gonna say it not wrong.
Try again.
The guitar buying, selling, trading,
fixing, modding, break.
The modding is before the fixing. The guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, reviewing, playing podcast.
Was that worth it?
No, not at all.
Hey, Steve.
What's up?
Donald Straighton wants to know, if you had to get rid of one type of music, what would it be and why would it be country? We get to decide for each one of us personally which genre of music we would erase. Do you think this counts for erasing it from memory, or it erases it from future existence and everyone remembers that it used to exist?
That's a great question.
Like, what are the rules?
I don't know. Well, okay.
I think we can decide for ourselves.
Does it change? Does it change your mind? Like, if everybody has to remember that Willie Nelson used to play country music, but now he only plays metal?
Does Willie Nelson play metal now?
Well, he does if you eliminate country music.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Basically, you're saying that, like,
you're saying that you could swap. You're saying that those musicians will still exist, but they will obviously have gravitated towards a new genre.
Well, you're saying like this genre of music no longer exists, but people remember it existing. If they remember it existing, what prevents them from making it again?
It's like a genie's wish, dude. Like they can't make it exist. Like they can't choose to make it exist because magic is happening. Like this isn't a science thing. This is a genie's wish. This is a monkey paws situation.
So this is like, I haven't seen that movie.
You don't need to. You know how wishes work, right?
Monkey? No, I'm thinking of, is it Monkey Paw? Brendan Fraser?
No, you're thinking.
What am I thinking of? Monkey Bone.
Monkey paw is like, there's a monkey's paw that's severed off at the wrist, and it's got a bunch of fingers, and every time you make a wish, one of the fingers closes.
I'm not familiar
but
with
it's like a classic genie wish scenario where a lot of times the wish backfires on you.
Oh, you know what? There's definitely a movie of this.
Steve doesn't know about monkey paws.
Oh my gosh.
What are you gonna do if you find a monkey paw, Steve? You're just gonna hold on to it and be like, oh, too bad I don't know what this is for.
Yeah, this is weird. This is like the whole thing where, like, you know, the person says, I want to live forever, and so they live forever, but by the time they're like 150, their body is so old and destroyed that
right.
They wish they could die.
Their consciousness lives forever, and it survives the fall of humanity and then the heat death of the universe, and their consciousness just goes on, and they live in torture for an eternity. That's why you don't wish to live forever. That's like basic, like chump rule stuff. You get wishes.
What's funny is I think I read the Wikipedia article on monkey paws like a month ago, and it was like
all recipes.
Yeah, how to. So people would remember this genre, but somehow would not be able to. Like, nobody would just want to produce this kind of music. Either they would
want to because that was the wish, or they wouldn't be able to because that was the wish. Like, I think it would be very satisfying to like wish a genre out of existence, but say no one will be able to play it, and there will be people who want to play it so desperately.
What will happen when they try?
They just can't. It's magic. It's a curse. Like, they will try and some other music will happen, and like, I can't make it happen. I cannot. Like, they'll program machines to try to reproduce the music, and the machines will grind to a halt and like blow into smoke and stuff.
Man, because see, in that scenario, you almost want to pick something that you know a lot of people do like, but you don't like.
I mean, I'm on the record as saying that I would erase the Beatles just to see what would happen. I'm not saying I want to use my wish for that right now, but right. I totally would do that.
Did you see that movie?
I did not.
I forgot what it was called.
It was the one where the Beatles got erased and only one person knew about the
Yeah,
Beatles, and then he became famous playing Beatles covers,
Yeah.
which is not how that would work at all. I haven't seen the movie, and I know that's not how it would
You
work.
don't think that's how it would work?
No.
You
Listen. You think like if one day you woke up and no one remembered Limp Bizkit, you could be like, well, I'm going to play Limp Bizkit songs and I'm going to become famous.
You don't think
It's more than the songs, dude.
you don't think that Limp Bizkit sucks.
I agree.
It's such a bad. You don't. Okay, I am not saying you gotta like the Beatles. I'm just saying, like, you don't think you roll into an open mic.
It's so much more
In
than just the
2021.
songs. It's more than the songs. Like
It is more than the songs.
if no one had ever heard a Beatles song and you showed up being the only person knowing about the Beatles, and we're like, oh, here's the song, Yesterday, everyone would be like, boo, you suck.
You think so?
Yeah. No one would care. It's not about the songs. It was about the time and the place that it happened.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like
If you did it today, in today's time, I'm not talking like,
yeah, I know today's time. I think if what you think I mean, I don't know. I guess you roll in and yeah, I mean, you're probably not wrong.
Like,
But I just
maybe
can't-
people would
I just-
appreciate the songs. Hey, that's a good song, but you would never do what the Beatles did as far as blowing up and being a global sensation.
No, I'm not saying you wouldn't be.
I don't think you would even be able to get near hitting the pop charts. I think you would, because it's so much more than that.
Man, I don't think I want to live in a world where if the Beatles didn't exist, and so you roll it, but you somehow know the Beatles, but no one else does, and so you roll into your local open mic in 2021 and you start playing Yesterday, and the crowd just like, boo, you suck.
Okay, maybe they wouldn't.
Discount Jason Mraz ripoff, poser. What, play some freaking Geek in the Pink, you weirdo.
Maybe they wouldn't boo, but I don't think you would get the reception that the Beatles got.
You start playing Eleanor Rigby. I think Eleanor Rigby slaps now, man.
I don't know. I have trouble imagining that scenario. Assuming everything else in history stays the same, just the Beatles didn't exist. If you dropped those songs now as new, I don't think many people would care.
I don't know, man.
It's not the song.
I mean, people listen to Coldplay.
Well, yeah, but that's almost the point. Is like people listen to all kinds of trash. Like you have to compete against so much.
Oh, man. I mean, I'm not saying...
I'm having trouble thinking of a genre that I would want to legitimately erase. Emo. I'd erase emo.
So everyone who...
And I absolutely want everyone to remember that emo existed, and I want it to be that they can't play emo. Like they can't even play recordings of emo. Like they try to bring up a track and it blue screens whatever device they're using, even if it's a Mac. But like it gets a Windows blue screen.
Those,
that's how strong the curse is.
Those Matt Cutshaw videos are so fun. They're so fun.
Yeah, I would disappear emo if we could blend over into pop punk and have that disappear too. Like that discipline of singing style, like just disappear it.
Oh, man.
Sorry, tone jerks.
Oh, man. So people are going to remember Blink-182, but no one can play it.
The backlash here, the monkey's paw backlash, is that people will be pissed, and they'll be pissed at me.
Well, why would they know that you did it?
Because I'm going to tell everyone. I did it. I erased emo and pop punk with my wish. Surely there will be no negative consequences. And then they stone me to death.
Here's the real negative consequence. All of those songs, all of those albums are going to get remade.
No, they can't.
No, they can. They just can't get remade as pop punk.
That's fine. No,
they're all going to get freaking remade as rap rock.
That's fine. Dude, bring it on. Bring it on.
And
Retool every emo and pop punk track to be rap rock, to be country, to be bro country. And you know what will happen? I'll still never hear them. What are you doing? You're going to grab some? Oh, Steve's going to grab an acoustic and play.
Oh, Ryan.
Ah, damn it, Steve. He killed the lights. The lights that you guys can't even see.
Yeah, dude, this is a bad idea. You're going to get all country ballad versions of every pop punk song. No, this is a bad idea.
Yeah, but I still won't hear them because I don't listen to country radio. It works out just fine for me, dude.
You won't have to listen to them. They're going to show up in all of your turn of the 2000s movies as country versions.
No, you think that country will just be just replace it?
They're going to be like, you know what, man? There used to be this Blink 182 song in Freddie Got Fingered. And
no, see what's going to happen every like pop punk or emo track that got used in a movie, that movie won't play anymore. So they have to remake.
No, they're just gonna strip the audio from the movie, replace all of the song parts with different songs, and re-release the movie.
Yeah, you think they're gonna across the board replace them with country covers?
Yeah, or rap rock covers.
That would still be an improvement.
A bunch of Nickelback versions of Saves the Day, Green Day.
All right, you pick your genre
Saves
now.
the Green Day.
What are you going to erase from humanity?
I think I want to erase rap rock. No more Limp Bizkit.
Is this in the same
No
world?
ICP.
Is this the same
Same rules.
no, is it the same universe in which
Same universe.
that my wish took place in?
Yes.
So now you're even concentrating it further down into funneling everything into country.
Cause it's my way.
Like all the rap.
My way or the highway. See, it's already a country song.
So, with rap rock, we are going to lose some things that you like.
What are we going to lose?
You're going to lose some Run DMC.
Not rap rock. It's just rap.
You're going to lose some...
You're going to say BC Boys.
No.
It's just rap.
You're going to lose some Public Enemy.
I mean...
You're going to lose some Ice-T.
I'm going to say you're going to lose Body Count, but I'm going to say you're not going to lose Public Enemy.
You're going to lose... shoot. You're going to lose Rage Against the Machine.
I guess.
But is the sacrifice worth it? Because you're also going to lose
Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit, Kid Rock.
ICP. I mostly just want to get rid of ICP. Maybe my genre needs to get like smaller. Is that the thing?
Like a subgenre?
Like clown rap rock.
It would be funny to erase
Clown rap.
one micro subgenre of metal just to piss off like 15 metal guys.
I'm gonna eliminate an entire genre of music. Metallica.
Just thrash.
No, just Metallica.
Just Metallica.
All the other thrash bands can exist, just not Metallica.
I mean, if you really wanted to...
How do you define that genre? Well, it's like metal, and it's fast, and the singer's name is James Hetfield.
If you wanted to really mess up some stuff, you could make a wish where you erased jazz from history and memory. So it never existed. It never influenced anyone. And just to see where we would end up now without jazz ever existing.
Well, if you really want to, you see, everyone wants to pick like jazz.
It'd be like, all sea shanties,
or like you know, like you said, the Beatles, right? Like,
right.
Oh, what happens? And people will try to make the argument like, well, if you didn't have the Beatles, and you don't have grunge, and so on and so forth, right? Just for the.
Here's the thing. We already had rock and roll before the Beatles.
Yeah, just for the sociopathic.
And so people who claim that rock wouldn't exist without the Beatles are wrong because things were already going that direction. The Beatles didn't invent rock and roll. They changed it. They didn't invent it. So someone else would have come along and changed it.
All right.
In a different way.
Here's what I would be interested. I don't want this to happen, but I want to know what would happen if this happened. Mm-hmm. Kraftwerk.
Like nix the existence of electronica. Basically,
I think like unlike the Beatles, who were kind of like you said, they heavily influenced the path of rock and roll, but rock and roll already existed.
Right.
I'm sure somebody will be like, well, there was this other this other band or
I mean,
whatever.
the biggest
But
contribution of the Beatles wasn't wholly their music. It was how popular they got. That was
Right.
the thing that caused them to be such an influence. Just how popular that they got.
Right. So in turn, the question is that I would pose,
Like
in a
what?
sense,
Who
is,
makes? There's people out there doing weird stuff right now, but they're not making a huge splash, so they're not going to affect anything.
if you eliminate Kraftwerk, do you eliminate the entirety of 80s new wave? Like 80s new wave is gone, right?
I think that technology would still eventually come around.
I get but you'd have to wait for
Like
somebody
it's
else to do
inevitable.
it.
You have to wait for
But
someone.
that's like with all then none of this at least no single artist elimination
Sure.
matters
Well,
under those rules.
I mean, if you look close enough, you can find the influences of every like music god that there is and find out like, oh, the things that they did already existed just in
Right.
a different form. And so they could have still happened through a different artist eventually, or it would have just been different, but just as good, you know? Like, I don't think it's worth assuming that any one artist is the thing that, caused everything that's important to exist, you know?
the most important musical artist of all time was the guy who had decided hey, I've got a good idea. I just killed this buffalo and I'm going to stretch its hide over a wooden hoop and then I'm going to hit it with a stick. That's a cool trick. That's the most important musician of all time.
I rewatched Bill and Ted Face the Music a while back. And I thought it was fun that the drummer that they picked out of history to be like the ultimate drummer for the super band was like some caveman.
Yeah.
Like here he is, the best drummer in all of history, and it's some caveman that no one could have ever known existed.
Yeah. But that was even in the in the first movie, it's like the joke is that they bring back Beethoven and they take him to Guitar Center or whatever.
Right.
Like the piano store at the mall, and he's going friggin' nuts on synthesizers and whatever.
Yeah.
Which is why it's insane when people are like, Jimi Hendrix didn't have true bypass. Jimi Hendrix didn't have digital pedals. Ugh. It's like, that dude would be all up in line 6 business.
No, that Hendrix would have given up on guitar in the 80s. He would have been playing synth. That's true.
Yeah, all because you have that the tone wheel.
Right.
You'd just be there going, "Brow."
People assume the trajectory of their favorite hero guitarist would have been more of what they like. Look at everyone who's lived for a few decades as a popular music star.
Yep.
They make stuff that you don't like, don't they?
And
And
unfortunately,
they make a lot of
Yep.
it, don't they? If Hendrix had not choked on his vomit and died, he would have gone through a yacht rock phase. He just would have. He would have been making soft rock with synthesizers, and Kenny G would have been there, and it would have been
that's what
freaking embarrassing.
That's what our topic will be next week.
Okay. Yacht rock?
No, I'll probably forget.
Kenny G?
I should write it down. I'm going to make a note.
Make that note, Steve. This is important stuff.
It is, because we don't have any topics for next week.
All right, I think we've done this to death.
Cool.
We can move on.
What genres did we kill? We killed pop punk. We killed
Pop
emo,
punk and emo.
and rap rock
Yeah.
and
Jazz.
and the Beatles and jazz and Kraftwerk. They're all dead.
Everyone's dead. All that's left is country for some reason.
Yeah, the band that they thought we would have been killed first.
What if though? Here's another a way to put a button on this. What if instead of killing an entire genre, you could put a stop to the genre at a certain year? Because you could save country that way.
Yeah.
You'd be
No country music after what? I would probably say
1982 or something.
I was gonna go 94 maybe.
Wherever Garth Brooks happens,
Would you be before or after Garth Brooks?
before.
Okay, so that's 87, I think.
Was he Achy Breaky Heart?
No.
That was Billy Ray Cyrus.
Cyrus.
Okay, right before Billy Ray Cyrus is born.
Okay.
Cut up, before he's born, just to play
Before
it
he's
safe.
born?
Before he's born.
He was probably
That's-
born before all of
I
the
don't
country
care.
music you can tolerate.
I don't care.
All right.
let's keep it safe before he's born. Like at his conception, country music dies.
All right, hold on. I gotta know
Which one of those guys ended up being Chris Gaines? I always mix them
That
up.
was Garth Brooks.
That was Garth Brooks. Okay.
Billy Ray Cyrus was born in 1961.
Yeah. In country music at his conception.
So most of classic country never gets made. No Dolly Parton. No Willie Nelson. No Johnny Cash.
All the Bakersfield country survives.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, dude, it does. It's pre-60s.
I feel like that's not accurate.
Well, there's a lot of it in the 50s.
I get okay, yeah, okay, late 50s, but
okay, we can let
that's a rough. I mean,
we'll cut it off the moment Billy Ray Cyrus develops an interest in music. Like right there in that moment when he's like, I think I'd like to pick up guitar. Then country music is over. And that gives a little breathing room in the 60s, okay?
All right. I'm just saying, like, if you...
It still feels sketchy. I don't want him getting too old.
I'm just thinking,
listening
like,
to country music, thinking that that's okay for him to do. My elementary school music teacher made us...
Hey, Buck Owens' first album came out in 1961. You just erased Buck Owens from history. Billy
Somehow that feels fun.
But then how are we can't watch Hee Haw.
I never watched Hee Haw.
Well, maybe you should have.
That wasn't on TV when I was a kid. I didn't have cable. Was that on cable as reruns or something? Because it wasn't on broadcast.
No, it was over, but I watched reruns of it.
All right, let's do this first ad. Who sent this to us?
Michael Krause.
Michael Krause. This is a Univox bass.
It's on Goodwill.
There's currently on... Is it on Goodwill or the other one?
It's on Goodwill.
Yeah, because it says property of Goodwill, Greater Washington right there. This is a Univox bass that last we checked was up for $60, but it's like a bidding thing.
Yeah. It's a Goodwill auction.
In good condition. I think I had a screen grab at the end of various reverb listings. There they are. They're all in the like if you look at the model for it, $999.
$799.
Well, that's not even the same model.
That's similar.
It doesn't have the same pickups.
Whatever.
$995.
So like around 1,000.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could safely say in between $750 and $1,000 is where.
So is this stripped?
These land in stock condition. Yeah, that body is stripped of paint.
Oh.
Because that is not a wood that they would have tried to market at the time.
I don't know, man. I think it looks sick.
It looks pretty good. It's definitely not a downgrade having it stripped down to like this walnut stained wood. I'm sure it's not walnut, but it's probably like poplar or basswood. I just
realized the electronics are kind of
very
mangled.
The pick guard itself is mangled because it should be going up onto the horn.
Oh.
And it's been cut into this ball sack shape.
You're ruining this for me.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even notice that.
It's one of those Univoxes that has a Mosrite shape.
Yeah.
And so the pick guard has been mangled on this thing. There's mangled electronics going on, an extra hole in the pick guard. I think what they did is they moved the volume knob. They wanted the volume knob a different place.
Yeah. And like got rid of a three-way switch.
There's like a custom decal on the truss rod.
And on the pick guard.
Cover. Yeah, some sort of like eagle sort of decal. I was wondering, looking at these pictures from the side, is that neck bowed or is it just an angle of the thing? Because it looks like the action's fairly high at the heel. I mean, these pictures don't have a lot of pixels.
It's always hard to tell with basses how high the action really is.
Yeah. So I think there's a little bit of a gamble here.
And sometimes with these basses being like that of that age, you just live with it.
Right, right.
So I've played like a few like outstanding sounding like 70s Gibson EVs.
I feel like I can see a curve in the neck right around the 4th or 5th fret. Like it's straight and then it curves.
Yeah. But that's probably fixable, maybe.
I'd say it could be lens distortion from the camera, but the stand that it's on looks laser straight. It might be fixable. It might be fixable.
I mean, if it's just a truss thing, it's not like it doesn't have a truss rod.
I don't think I got a screen grab of the price on here, but yeah, it was like $60. It was still active. It'll probably still be active when this episode goes up. Today is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No, I think it'll be done by Monday.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to check in on it and see what it went for.
I was gonna actually try to put a bid on it, but
oh, damn.
But then it was like, you must set up an account on Goodwill. I was like, I don't
great.
I don't have time for this.
No one has time for that.
I wonder how much they want to ship.
What bid would you put in? I bet the shipping would be like $60.
Like if it's $60, like maybe $100.
I mean, I don't think this thing's going to go for the money that the ones we see on Reverb because it's been mangled pretty decently.
But you know, the thing
is, I have a feeling it'll go above 200.
Goodwill has enough of well, it's known.
Sure.
Excuse me, enough.
The secret's out.
Like collectors go on there and they'll just search guitar and they'll see, oh, vintage guitar, and they'll bid on there, right there, 6716.
There it is.
Excuse me.
I feel like if I was serious about trying to get this, because there's just like, oh, I'll try bidding $100 and see what happens.
Yeah.
And then there's like being serious about your bid. Why did you just mute me?
Oh, that's you. Oh, you're in one this week?
Oh, maybe not. Are you isolated? What are you doing, Steve? Why are you
trying to only hear me, but apparently it's not working.
Then there's the price that you lay down because you actually want to make sure you win it, and that's the fair.
Right.
What you think is the fair price.
What do I think is a fair price for this? Is what you're saying? It's probably about 200.
But in good condition, they go for $1,000.
Yeah.
It's missing the paint, and it needs like a fresh pick guard cut for it to take it into close to stock territory. That's really it.
I'll just say I don't think I could pay more than $200 and feel like good about it.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't want to risk more than $200.
If I was serious about this,
maybe you should be.
And I thought like, oh, that neck is going to be fine. I'm willing to take the risk on it. I feel like my top is like $475.
Dang, big spender over here.
But the regular ones are going for $1,000.
Should change your YouTube channel to Ryan Spender.
Ryan Spender? In this scenario,
probably get some more subs that way.
Is it in this scenario? Did I marry Mary Spender and I took her last name?
No, you're just changing your YouTube channel name to try to get some more clicks.
I'm gonna change my last name to Spender and not even acknowledge that another YouTuber has that last name. I'm gonna act like if it ever comes up, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm her long lost American brother. We're related.
You could just find different like you could be Ryan Pauly.
You know what? Jared Dines, adopt me. I'll be Ryan Dines.
Okay, so
so I just felt the air like get sucked out of the room as Steve gears up to say something.
We were while you were in here setting up, we didn't have a ton of ads this week. We were short one ad, but now we're not. And so your wife Lauren is going through some rant. I don't know what Craigslist she was on.
Yeah,
and she's just reading me titles, and she's going really fast. So whatever. And so she read one that was Sterling by Music Man Jared Designs. And I was like, what? And she was like, I don't know, some guy named Jared designed this. And I was like, huh? And then she showed it to me, and it was the Jared Dines,
right?
Whatever model he has, Stingray guitar or whatever. But I was just like, I don't want to explain this.
I could probably.
We probably should have used it, because then like that could have been a whole other topic than the dumb topic we did.
I thought that topic was fun, Steve.
Yeah, that's why it was dumb, because it was fun.
The smart topics are boring. The dumb ones are fun.
I know.
That's no. Is that an Occam's razor situation?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Schrodinger's topic. You never know how good or bad a topic will be until you do it.
Until you look in the box.
So until you do the topic, the result of doing the topic is both good and bad.
All right.
Until we record the podcast episode, it is both the best and worst episode we've ever recorded.
Let's wrap this up and move on to the next thing.
All right. So the next thing is a sponsor, and this week's first sponsor is Bigger pedals. They make pedals that sound like this.
I'm not sure if they have any of the shakes left, but I do know that they're getting more cases in to make more of them. I used this on the Stevis and Burkhead video and actually had a ton of fun with it. The bigger pedal shake. I pitched a few ideas to Grant for ways to change up the design a little bit. I don't know if he's going to do
2.0,
any of them, but it's fun. It looks like a pedal, but it has a little tiny wooden box inside that has all the clippings from the ends of like the resistors and diodes and stuff like that. And it turns it into a shaker. And it's not just like an acoustic shaker. You plug in right there. There's a piezo mic in there. And you plug it into your amp or your pedal board, and now you're shaking.
Is it piezo
amplified.
or is it just like a transducer?
Piezo. It might be a transducer. Piezo. Or a
Piezo.
transducer.
That sounded like a robot.
There's something I really liked about it when I was using it is using the foot switch because it picks up any sound that happens.
Right.
Like any tapping, any shaking. You can even sing into the open hole on the side.
Oh, right.
So you can treat it like a microphone. But that little click, like through some reverb or delay or something like that, was fun. So it seems like a silly thing, but I think you guys should keep an eye out for the next run of these because it's actually pretty cool. All right. Huge thanks to Big Ear for once again supporting everything that we do over here on 60 Cycle Hum. They're big friends of ours, and we love them, and they love us.
Head on over to bigearpedals.com, and like we've said,
here's a virtual hug over the YouTubes, guys. I'm hugging Big Ear Pedals now. Do you feel that, Grant and Karen? I'm giving you a virtual hug over YouTube.
If you want to check out their stuff, go to bigearpedals.com, get on the list. Follow them on Instagram.
Yeah, social media, TikTok.
They released some Albies today, and they were gone like pretty much right away.
Immediately. It was a cool colorway. It was a reverse colorway.
I know. It's the anti-Albie. Reverse Albie.
Nega Albie.
Nega Albie. What's new, man?
Oh, man. We got picks.
We got some picks.
Yeah. Rick Calhoun
from Honey Picks.
From Honey Picks has been a longtime listener of the show. And she's like, hey, I know you guys don't like the big thick picks. At least I don't.
I do.
Steve does. He's like, can I send you some picks? It's like, yeah, of course, dude. And we got a bit of honey each.
Yeah, give me that.
Are you going to eat that right now?
Eat that right now.
You should not eat that right now, Steve.
I'm definitely going to eat it right now.
Oh my gosh, Steve's going to chew candy on the podcast.
I should have unwrapped this slow. It would have been like ASMR.
They come in little Ziploc baggies. This is the one that caught my attention, is this bright blue. It's actually not too thick. That might actually be fine for me. So 1.2.
1.2 is not thick.
Yeah. And then there's a couple others in here. So we got two of these, so we can divide those up. Another 1.2 in like a pink. You guys can't see these, so this is very boring for you. And then
we can hold them up.
And then I should take a close-up photo before we leave tonight. This one looks like fancy pants. That was a thick, like asymmetrical one.
Oh, wow.
Here's a 2 millimeter that's bright neon green. And here's one that's like, it's like poured resin. It looks like live edge wood with blue resin in there. He sent us a description of all of them. 2 Seafoam 1.2 millimeter beehives.
That's that one.
With your logo, cast acrylic. 2 pink Black Swirl 1.2 beehives with your logo, cast acrylic. 1 blue resin burl wood. So it is wood. 2.5 Cricket Hunter with speed bevels all around.
Oh, that's this one.
Yeah. 1 multicolored 3 millimeter honey jar made from Casein Goliath? I don't know what that is. And 1 neon green 2 millimeter Hornet with our royal grip on each side.
That's the one you got
acrylic.
over there?
We'll have to figure out which ones we're taking home each, Steve.
Well, there's 2 that are
Yeah, but we got 3 here to fight over. And you like the thick one, so you'll probably get preference.
Yeah, I might take that resin one.
But I'll try a couple of those and figure out what I want. But
yeah, you're probably the pickier one.
Oh!
That wasn't even on purpose.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So yeah, you mess around and figure out what you like and what you don't like because you have more of a size preference than I do.
I'm not going to eat my bit of honey right now because I'm a professional. Suck it, Steve.
I already did. It's gone. I ate it all.
I'm going to screw up so hard now that I've flexed being a professional, whatever that means, a professional podcaster, whatever that means. Oh my gosh, I am slipping and slurping and sipping on mic now. So what else is new? I'm going to Germany this week.
Oh.
Today's Monday, the day that the podcast airs.
Right, of course.
And I'm leaving on Wednesday.
On a jet plane.
On a jet plane.
Who knows when you'll be back again?
Oh, babe, I hate to go. I'm a little afraid. I'm not afraid of being there. I'm not afraid of going there. I'm not afraid of flying.
Wait, what airline are you going on?
Lufthansa.
Okay. Well, then you should be okay because you're not flying on Delta.
Oh my gosh, shut up. I am afraid.
And you're not flying on Ligma.
I don't know what that is. I am afraid of not being able to come back the day that I need to come back. I'm supposed to be going on family vacation, a family vacation that I deeply care about.
Right.
Like 4 days after I'm supposed to get back from Germany, I have to test for COVID to get on the plane to come back to the States. If I test negative,
excuse me,
I'm going to have to quarantine for 10 days.
No, if you test positive.
If I test positive, yes. Thank you, Steve. If I test positive, I'm going to have to quarantine for 10 days before they allow me to come back. I might even have to test again before coming back, which would mean I would completely miss my family vacation. I'm a little worried about that. And I feel like I'm going to be a ball of stress the entire time I'm there until I get that test back.
I don't know, man.
Even if the test comes back.
Just spend a lot of time in the hot tub.
Gosh.
Hot water will kill the virus.
Yeah, but it's a hot tub full of YouTubers. Like, if I don't catch COVID, I'm going to catch something.
Yeah.
That's going to be gross. So,
sir, you don't have COVID, but you have like 5 other acute diseases.
Now the doctor is going to look at my chart and he's going to be like, you were in a hot tub with YouTubers? Yes. You're a YouTuber as well? Yes. Well, Mr. Burke, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're wasting your life. You've made poor life decisions.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, thoughts and prayers, guys. I'm really hoping that I don't get stuck there. And if I do get stuck there, it's kind of exciting thinking about the reality of getting to stay with Henning alone
For an extra 10 days.
for an extra 10 days. But then that's also kind of terrifying too.
You're going to have to make so many videos. He's going to put you to work. You'd be like, you're not staying here for free. You're not sponsored anymore.
Yeah. He's going to make me work for it. He's going to make me edit video.
Yeah. You're going to have to man the camera.
Oh my gosh. No, all his cameras are like robotic and stuff, but he has,
Why don't we have that?
because he has someone manning, the camera desk.
Oh,
So it is kind of
Right.
manning the cameras, but it's not like a tripod situation. It's like manning the mixing desk. So that is the way he works all the time he has Leslie, who's a saint over there, swapping cameras, adjusting audio and stuff like that. It would be nice to have that, if I'm honest. But anyways, what's new with you?
I had this thought.
He's trying to make it up as he goes.
Actually, I had a couple different thoughts. One is it's kind of tangentially related. Mm-hmm. The other isn't. Let's do the one that isn't.
Okay.
Let's do the one that isn't first.
That's the one I like anyway.
Have you ever watched One Punch Man?
Yes.
Oh, man. I watched it again, and it was just as good.
Both seasons or just the first season?
There's only one season.
There's 2 seasons.
Where's the other season?
On the internet, I think.
Oh, man.
It might be
because
on Hulu or something.
It's not on Netflix.
Check Hulu. I think it's on Hulu. Okay. The second season's not as good. The first season is
okay.
good. Yeah.
All right. I'll have to find it. I will only watch the first season because it's all that's on Netflix.
Yeah.
And that show is really funny.
One Punch Man is very funny and it's very fun. I mean, there's a lot of like, oh, what if superheroes were different? Or what if we made fun of superheroes like type shows out there now? And there have been for a while, to the point where it almost feels like there's more of that than there are superhero shows. But it's a really fun take on that whole thing.
It was just a refreshing comeback to, yeah, exactly that. Like, because since I watched One Punch Man the first time, I've The Boys. I've watched The Boys. I've watched
Yeah.
Invincible. I've probably watched something else. I've watched all this Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
And particularly with like,
You ever watched The Tick?
I did watch The Tick, both the old and the new Tick.
Nice.
Wait,
which old one?
the live action.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so and especially the very modern stuff. Less so, I would say less so The Tick, but certainly The Boys and Invincible, these very new ones, are very focused on superhero. What's the word? Apathy.
Sure.
But in a that is like, I'm better than you and I hate you, but I'm doing this thing.
It's kind of like the Watchmen thing, where it's like
hero. They're there for hero worship.
But also, like, there's the Watchmen element where it's like, I've become so powerful that I'm a god and I no longer connect to humanity.
Yeah.
Sort of experiences.
Yeah.
Where I think what you're leading towards with One Punch Man is it's still very sincere.
Yeah.
And the heroes are personally invested in being heroes and protecting humanity. But they're like in competition with each other to try to be the best and be the top hero and be the most revered hero.
And I think that's the thing
But all their intentions are correct.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that was so refreshing about watching season 1 again, is that his student automatically goes to the highest ranking of superhero because he did so well on the test, and he comes in at like in like a middle tier, or I think it might even be the lowest tier. And so he is like literally the worst hero, and he's just like, okay, cool, so what do I have to do? And he's like doing stuff.
Like he's literally only doing, a little bit of quick like background on One Punch Man. There is this character who can defeat any foe with literally one punch.
Yeah.
And he's so powerful and so overpowered that he's bored to death of being a hero.
Yeah.
And he's like, every time he defeats like a kaiju level monster with a single punch and blows it straight through the moon, he's like, wow, that was really easy.
Yeah.
When am I going to get a challenge?
Yeah. But at the same time, he's not like arrogant about it.
No, he's just kind of like a bored, like,
he's just like
20-something-year-old dude.
Yeah. So he's not like, so when people are like saying like, oh, he's fake and whatever and all this stuff, he's like not like, oh, I could kill all of you. He's like, that's right. That's the one of the parts that like really kind of resonates is he's like, that's right, I'm a cheater. And if any of you say that I did this by my, because he's like bailing out all of the other heroes that like failed.
Right.
He's like, if any of you say that I did this by myself and that they didn't help, I will hunt you down.
It's very almost Shakespearean. It feels like a Shakespearean character, like this overpowered, simple fool.
Yeah.
He's not a fool, but like he's simple.
Yeah.
He's a simple character, and that there's something very fun about that. And then like all the other characters that are trying to be heroes are so uptight and so focused on success, but he's literally only going through the program to become a hero, to be recognized as a hero, so that he can be like official on the books. Like he doesn't actually care like what his ranking is. He's just like, yeah, I'm just doing this because I'm bored.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole show kind of revolves around the idea of, or it's like he's the only true, like he's an anime comedy character,
right?
And everyone else is like anime drama characters.
Yeah, totally.
Anyway, that's what's
it's
new
worth
for
watching.
me. I'll watch it. I'll have to find that season 2.
Yeah.
The other topic that I had that is tangentially related, I'll make it really fast, is the Olympics happened.
Yeah.
And the biggest critics of Olympians that I saw were like podcasters.
What?
And I'm like, you guys sit at a desk and yell at your microphones and you're criticizing these people for being like the third best athlete at their sport on the face of planet Earth.
Right.
You're a podcaster and you're not even the best podcaster.
I don't think we're listening to the same podcast, because I didn't hear anyone talk about the Olympics.
I mean, they're like podcasters that like have TV shows also and stuff.
Now we're narrowing it down.
You know, some of them are British. One of them was like, "How dare you quit on your country?" when he quit his own show in the middle of the show. So like, go fuck yourself, Pierce Morgan.
Whoa!
No, but really, Piers Morgan, you suck. Okay. I think all the British people will agree with me on that. Like, why do you give this guy a show? I don't get it. Explain to me in the comments why. What is this? All right. Anyway, you ready to do this? You ready to do this?
Yeah. I don't remember who sent this to us, but someone did send it to us. It is a 60 cycle hum pick. This is the pick-isode. We've got a lot of picks in this episode.
This is a 60 cycle hum guitar pick made by Fender. It's a 60 cycle hum. It's news to us.
Yeah.
So I guess,
but the full listing says made by Fender guitar podcast promo. This is not our pick.
I don't, it does have, and this is, this feels like it's got the fender.com site on it. So this has got to be at least like made in the last 20 years.
Sure. No, this is fairly recent. I know exactly what this is.
What is it?
It's for a band. There's a band called 60 Cycle Hum.
Which, yeah, but is that their logo? Is that what it looks like?
Probably, because it sure ain't our logo.
Right, but I'm saying, like, you don't know exactly what it is.
I'm pretty sure it's got to be for them, because it's not for us, and they're the other 60 Cycle Hum.
I'm sure there's other... The thing is I looked up this whole phrase, 60 Cycle Hum, it's news to us, and it only gave links to us.
What?
Yeah. If you look up it's news, basically, I think because of the word news...
Oh, because we do like guitar news sometimes, or we did like 2 bits like 4 years ago. I'm telling you, there's a band.
I know there's a band. I'm saying, like, I feel like I don't know that that's what this is referencing. You're talking about the 60 cycle band, the 60 cycle blues band. I guess that's not 60 cycle hum. They're just called 60 cycle.
I don't know. It might be a mystery where this came from, but it has nothing to do with us.
And this pick is in Tujunga, California. I think somebody's making picks and trying to pass themselves off as us. Just like that guy who was trying to get a Glary.
Here's a 60 Cycle Hum band right here.
Yeah. Does that look like the kind of band that would make a pick that looks like this?
Maybe not. I don't know.
Exactly, Ryan.
It's kind of psychedelic. I don't know.
It is kind of psychedelic, and those guys are like emos.
I don't know. I don't think Fender made these picks for us.
I don't think Fender made these picks for us either. I think somebody.
But this was up on eBay. I don't know if it's sold, but it's up on eBay for $8 plus $1 shipping. If you've got $9 to spend on picks, we'll send you some picks.
Someday.
If you got $9 to spend on picks, join the inner circle, and someday we'll send you picks.
I've been working on it. I'm almost ready to go. I ran out of stamps.
Steve is getting ready to do it.
I ran out of stamps. I've actually got...
What was that charge you sent me for $55 for stamps?
It was so I could buy it. It's because I ordered stamps.
Oh, you bought the stamps.
I bought the stamps,
okay.
And then I sent you the...
We are closer than ever, guys. Steve bought the stamps, and then he's going to send out merch. What is that?
Some band.
What the hell is that?
Since 1992. They're taking it back.
What the hell? Screen grab that and send it to me. That is not okay.
There's no caption or anything on it. There's just a picture.
What the hell?
I'm sure you'll overlay this.
Oh my gosh, that is so stupid.
It's because I'm trying to find whatever 60 cycle hum this is. Done.
Oh my gosh, someone turned our logo into a Canadian roadside.
It's like Canadian
logo?
And Irish.
What the hell?
I don't know, man.
I didn't know that we were popular enough to be parodied at this point.
Somebody probably just saw our logo
and ran
with it.
They're like, oh, the words are already there. I'm just going to Photoshop it into my own thing.
There's a lot of bands called 60 Cycle Hum.
Yeah. Well, remember when we had a band called Your Favorite Band? And if you look it up now, there's like 15 bands with that name.
Are there?
Yeah. There's
I just only know the show Your Favorite Band Sucks.
Which is a great podcast, by the way, guys. You guys should go listen to that. Yeah, I really
do they
like
talk about us a lot?
No, never once do they ever talk about us, which is what makes them such a great show.
That's a bait and switch. If I ever saw one.
All right. No one buy this pick for $9. Do we want to tackle the other topic?
If somebody wants to send, never mind. I'm not going to agree to send anybody picks for $9 because I'm already behind on shipping. When I get caught up, maybe anyway.
Steve.
Chase Plus Audio.
Oh, yeah. Chase Plus Audio. Thank you for sponsoring yet another ridiculous podcast episode.
Yeah.
This time I'm holding the Dark World, which is a double-sided reverb. This is their one pedal that does not have an analog heart. It's got a digital heart and a digital brain. But don't worry. It sounds fantastic.
It does.
It's actually really hard to do reverb well, especially with analog. It's actually impossible to do reverb well as an analog pedal. It just doesn't work. So they had to go digital.
Just keep going.
Oh my gosh. So, I don't know if I can talk through this. You're dropping this noise on me. Legend of Zelda stuff over here.
This is the Dark World theme.
Oh, okay. So anyways, I'm a big fan of the Dark World. You've got traditional reverb sounds on one side. You've got experimental, like shimmery sort of sounds on the other side. I like to run the plate reverb on one side and then the shimverb on the other. And the shimverb, like, modulates back and forth in between high and low octave shim, and it just keeps it moving and makes sure that you're not stuck on one shimmer sound, causing you to be exhausted by your shimmer reverb. I think it's a really smart design, and of course you have that Chase Plus bank of little mini dip switches on the back, which means you have thousands of options with this pedal. All right, you can kill the music now, Steve.
Head on over to chaseplusaudio.com
for pedals more creative than you are and better looking. Check out Chase Plus Audio.
All right, this next topic
was sent to us by Matt Hasty. Matt Hasty? Which 90s cartoon had the best intro music? I thought you were warming up to that.
No.
With that little audio clip, Steve.
No, man.
We don't have to figure out the best, but what's your favorite like 90s cartoon intro music?
If we're just going 90s.
Yeah, we're limiting it to when we were children.
Man. I don't know.
I think my favorite is Eek the Cat.
I don't even know that one.
You don't know Eek the Cat? Oh man, I loved Eek the Cat.
But my problem is like this show that I think is a lot on the top of a lot of people's list is X-Men, but I didn't actually watch that show. So
you know what?
Like I know it and when it was on, but like when I was a kid, I was like, X-Men is just that game I play at the arcade, and I'm not actually that interested in this.
It might not be 90s, it might be late 80s.
That's okay.
But DuckTales is like a masterwork.
Oh, DuckTales is definitely way up
cartoon
there.
theme songs.
I thought
like you hear that bass line starting and like you're in. You can't like you cannot not have the entire song in your head. Dun, dun, dun,
oh
dun,
yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Life is like a hurricane.
Here in Duckburg.
Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's duck blur. What does that even
duck
mean?
Blur. Yeah, duck blur. Might solve the mystery or rewrite history.
DuckTales. Woo!
Why am I trying to take the high part? Everyone knows I can't do the high part.
But you know what? My kids started watching Rescue Rangers.
Rescue Rangers has a sick theme
it's
song.
Total trash. Go back and listen to it.
way.
It's trash. It sucks. Like, it is not the way you remember it. Like,
Chippendales. Rescue Rangers.
no, it is like the laziest. Like, they hired someone off the street. Like, hey, can you play synth for half an hour and we'll turn it into a theme song?
I mean, I don't remember what the music sounds like. I just remember the words.
It's pretty lazy.
Or as my my daughter, my 12-year-old, she goes, yeah, I really like the song, she goes, I really like the music, but I don't like the song. Like, to say, like, she doesn't like singing,
Right.
but she likes
No, that adds up.
she listens to. I feel like the music that she likes the most is all definitely like a lot of kind of EDM sort of things. And so I will be like, oh, here's the song. What do you think? And it'll be some like producer EDM guy and with like somebody singing over it. And so it's going. And she's like, oh, this is nice. And then the person will start singing. And then it gets to the end. She's like, Yeah, that song was okay. It would have been better without the singing. I'm like,
I mean, why do you think I'm in a surf band?
good point. Good point.
No singing for me, please.
What about where'd you? I mean, I know it's. I know. I guess this is fully 80s. Is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, that's probably late 80s. I want to look up DuckTales now.
I thought
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a great song because it literally just tells you word for word
what it is.
what you're in for.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
DuckTales. I had the DuckTales video game for Nintendo, so I also cannot hear the DuckTales song without the music being Nintendo chiptune. Like that is the version of the theme song that I know the most.
1987 was DuckTales, so that's not
no
even
way.
90s. That's not even
Wow.
90s.
Wow. We never talked about Loki.
Yeah, that's true. We never did.
I didn't like their theme song. I thought it was kind of lazy.
I don't remember the theme song to it.
What other shows had really good music? I don't know. I've always heard the rest of the Disney lineup from that era had good music, but DuckTales is the only one that like I really remember.
What was the music?
Because
like
apparently I remember Chippendales Rescue Rangers wrong.
Well, go back and listen to it. You'll be like, oh yeah, this is hot trash now. Because in your mind, it's like it's a great big like dramatic song.
I mean, to be fair, I probably have not heard it in like 30 years.
Right, exactly. No, that was my experience just the other day when my kids were put it on. I was like, oh, here we go, Rescue Rangers, and the music starts. And I'm like, oh, damn, really? Mm-hmm. It's like the Faith of the Heart of the cartoon world.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure there's worse cartoon themes out there, but it really let me down. I still stand by the fact this is not a cartoon, but I stand by the fact that Alf has one of the most bonkers TV theme songs.
I don't know it.
Of all times. The vast majority of the track is normal, exactly what you would expect for a TV theme song of the 80s, early 90s. But the bass line is like this crazy, like Jaco Pastorio, slappy stuff all over the frickin' neck. Like ridiculous. You think there's slap bass in Seinfeld? No, Alf has all the slap bass.
The slappiest.
It is the slappiest, bassiest theme song ever to exist. And it's over the top. And the rest of the track is just normal. It's ridiculous.
I'll have to hunt that one down.
Well, if you don't...
Do you remember playing the Mr. Belvedere theme song live on multiple occasions?
Yeah. Come and knock on our door. That was Three's Company.
That's Three's Company.
That's a banger of a song, too. His and hers and his Three's Company, too. But that's late 70s, early 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Three's Company is like 70s.
Yeah. Well, I think it went into the 80s, didn't
Probably.
it? Yeah. So, like, what was your pick? You said X-Men.
No, I'm saying X-Men is like high. My pick would have been DuckTales as well. I'm saying X-Men is the one that I feel like is the most selected top choice.
Sure. But it was 80s. It was 87. I still stand by Eek
DuckTales
the
was,
Cat because I love Eek the Cat. And I love that theme song. It's got this really nasty, like, distorted guitar thing going on.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what's gonna pull me in? What am I gonna hear? And I'm gonna be like, what is going on? I need to go see this. I think not because it's like because of the nostalgia of it and it's like hyper recognizable. I have to go if I use that as my criteria, it's like what is hyper recognizable to me. That was a show that I watched and always thought the theme song was like. In hindsight, it's just kind of whatever, but I wouldn't want to know what's going on as Doug.
Okay. Yeah, Doug had a decent theme song.
It was just really simple.
Yeah.
But,
But simple's good.
Yeah.
I didn't have cable when I was a kid, so I didn't have a lot of interaction with that show or other shows like it. Like, I was stuck on broadcast.
Right. I think if we expanded to, like, all the cartoons that I can think of, Again, this is a in my memory pick, so maybe the song sucks. I don't know, and I just don't remember. But what I would pick if I am picking through all of my knowledge of cartoon music is Johnny Quest theme song.
I don't remember how that one goes.
I don't remember how it goes either, but in my
But
head,
you love it.
In my head, it was definitely the best one.
Yeah. The nostalgia is there for Steve. All right, let's tackle this last ad.
In fact, I feel like the Johnny Quest theme song might have been a little bit racist.
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't be surprised if it
had
was.
some jungle drums and some elephants and whatever.
It definitely wasn't 90s, though.
Let's do some No, that's what I'm saying.
Housekeeping.
All of cartoons. Let's do some housekeeping. Housekeeping is where we think
I'm going to eat my bit of honey while you do that.
Listeners, for supporting us over at patreon.com/60cyclehumcast, where for as little as $1 a month, like Andrew Manuel and Paul Taylor, you can help support the show. Or for $5, like Raw and Jude Handley, you can join our best friends level, and I'll get a little envelope and I'll put your address on it and I'll slap some stamps on it and I'll put it in the mail and you'll get some merch. Or at the $10 level, like Jeff Schultz did, I'll send you that little merch pack plus some exclusive inner circle things plus whatever weird swag ends up at my house because Ryan gives it to me. You'll get some of that too. Someday when I'm ready to ship. Are you intentionally chewing into the microphone? Unintentionally chewing into the microphone. So yeah, thanks for supporting the show, these people and everyone else who supports. We super appreciate it, and it helps us pay the bills, and we're almost out of debt. All thanks to you. Not personal debt. We are both very much still in personal debt.
I just balanced the books
just
today.
Show debt.
And I'm actually surprised because we've spent a bunch of money on stuff this year, like travel things and equipment costs and stuff like that. And we're only about $100 in the red. And the next time we get a payment from Patreon, it will be in the black. And I'm honestly amazed. Mm-hmm. And it's all because of the support of the Patreons that we are able to keep our books in order. Really, it means that we're not going into personal debt producing the podcast and the other content that goes on around here. So huge thanks to everyone supporting us. It legitimately makes a huge difference for us. This ad was sent to us by my wife.
Yeah, guitar for tree work. This is in King of Prussia.
Where is that?
It's in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Handmade guitar for tree work. 2 medium, not huge, dead trees in the woods behind my house. Professional only. Include credentials with response. dabguitars.com. So this person is saying, I am a professional or semi-professional guitar builder. I would like to barter, basically get goods for services.
Right. I don't know anything about this guitar, but it looks a little funky. It doesn't look bad funky, but it looks like county fair wood shop class funky.
Yeah.
Where there's certain things that just clue you off to the fact that this person's not a commercial guitar builder.
The neck is unfinished, but it doesn't look like it's unfinished in a good way.
Right. The headstock shape is really weird. The finish on the guitar body is really decent. Like it's a clear coat over wood, but it looks really super glassy smooth. Like he got that part right for sure. It looks like someone who's really decent with woodworking. Like, look at this. He's got the wood binding around the fretboard.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a cool detail. The thing that really catches my eye the most, I mean, it's a weird body shape, but, some people like that sort of thing. The placement of the bridge pickup is not normal.
It's kind of like in the middle.
It's closer to middle than it is to bridge, and it just looks kind of like the way a guitar would look in a cartoon, the way everything is spaced. I'm also getting the feeling like the body is actually really small based on how big the pickups look. Which is weird because the body shape itself feels like it should be really big, but then those humbuckers look huge.
The body is kind of this like Fender Meteora shape, but like
kind of
ugly.
No, it's very like
I don't think it's I don't think this is ugly. The upper horn I find really confusing because I keep going back to this looking at the joint.
It's kind of like Fender blended with a BC Rich.
Part of me says like I don't like this because I feel like I would have trouble accessing above like the 17th fret, but then deep down in my heart, I know that I shouldn't be trying to access above the 17th fret anyway. So it's not really that big of a deal.
I don't think you're going to have any trouble getting down there on that 17th fret, Steve. I think you're going to be just fine. I mean, but the build quality looks fine from here.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of annoyed with this ad because I feel like this person should just be, should just let whoever come over and chop up their wood.
Yeah, professional or not.
Like, why do they have to be a
Well,
professional?
to a certain extent, you want to make sure that they have business insurance. You don't
like,
want...
so if they chop their leg off.
Right. Or if the tree lands on them or something, you don't want to be liable for that. You want to make sure they're at least professional enough for that sort of thing. I don't know. This is one of those things where the guy wants some trees cut down. He's offering what he has. It's really up to the person who sees the ad who has the ability to cut down trees, whether or not they want to accept it. Because it's not like they're going to be like, well, I want to cut down your trees, but I want to get paid. Like, they know that's not going to happen. They have to look at the guitar and be like, yeah, I want that guitar. I'll come cut down some trees for you. Like, that decision has to be made, which is kind of, I don't know. Are guitars hard to come by in this area? You kind of really have to want this guitar because there's, I don't think tree cutters, arborealists is what they're called.
Is it?
Arboreal specialists, arboreal technicians. I don't know. I don't think they're hurting for work. I think there's plenty of trees out there that want to be cut down.
Dig that one.
Is this the same guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. And he's rigged up some sort of sliding pickup situation.
Not looking to. I went to that site, dabguitars.com.
Yeah. I mean, he has a style going on.
Yeah.
It looks like he knows what he's doing. It looks like he's built more than...
He's been building guitars for 12 years.
It looks like it. He's got a lot of guitars
and
here.
before that, he was like a professional painter and like finisher.
Interesting.
Whatever
he's just making them in a style that is not our style. Dab guitars.
Yeah.
But it is this very BC rich...
Yeah.
Sort of like, especially like these neck throughs and stuff like that. This very like mid 90s sandwiched wood incorporating flames sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of design aesthetic.
So what's funny is, you went to like the dead, you need to be a professional because of dead trees and like cutting it and falling down. I thought about this from the perspective of the trees are dead and they've already fallen down. So basically,
but he said they're not dead, didn't he?
No, he says they are 2 medium dead trees in the woods.
Oh, okay.
So I interpreted that as they're dead and falling down, and basically he wanted to pay somebody to
cut them up,
to just come over and chainsaw for for a day or two or however long that takes.
It really depends on the size of the trees, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I did some tree trimming in my backyard this past spring, which was really super duper sketchy, and I probably could have died very easily. And looking back at it, there's definitely the value of a guitar worth a couple grand to have someone do that instead of me risking my life cutting down huge tree trunks that I dropped into the canyon. Wouldn't it be so stupid if I died cutting down a tree and everyone was like, oh man, whatever happened to Ryan? Oh yeah, he died cutting down a tree in his backyard for some reason. It was like the stupidest end for a guitar YouTube channel ever. Steve, would you continue on without me? Would you continue the podcast?
I think I have to.
He has to.
I need that Patreon money.
Now, Steve, you're like, now it's all mine.
I never travel or buy things. It's all mine.
Well, we've already agreed that if I pass away unexpectedly, I'm putting you in charge of selling all of the stuff in here. And I don't know if we agreed on a number, but it's always in my head that you keep 10% to make it worth your while.
Dang.
Which could actually be pretty decent.
Yeah.
Now
if Ryan dies, everyone's gonna be like, he told Steve he could keep 10%.
Yeah, if I die, top suspect right there. Just saying. He's got the most to gain from me passing away. in this moment.
I don't know, because your wife's getting the other 90%, so it seems like she's got a lot to
Yeah,
gain,
but she's
too.
got to pay to live. That's money you're putting in your pocket for fun.
Yeah, she's getting 90% of this. It will pay for some things for a few months.
Yeah, but she would be much better off with me not being dead.
She can probably just not sell everything and just take over the channel.
Well, she's going to walk in and be like, it would be so much better.
She's just going to start making her own guitar videos.
She would probably be more successful than me. I mean, I barely know how to play guitar. Like, someone who doesn't know how to play guitar would probably do just as well. There's actually someone on TikTok that I follow that has been documenting themselves teaching themselves guitar
Oh, that's interesting.
over like COVID. I think they're only like 6 months in, but they're doing just fine. And they've got a bunch of followers.
Cool.
It's a cool concept. If you're learning guitar for the first time, do that. And she does a great job of handling the hecklers and stuff like that.
That's cool.
It's fun. I've thought about trying to get her like on a live show with us or something
That'd be fun.
to talk about that, because it's like honestly a fun channel she's got going on. All right, tell us about the song so we can get the heck out of
The
here.
song was sent by Andrew O'Shea. He says, "Hi, Ryan and Steve. I'm a big fan of the show. You mentioned that you were looking for more song submissions, so I figured I'd give it a go. This is a song from my album that I released a few years ago, but I'm not any good at promoting myself, so basically no one has heard it. Thought maybe some people in the 60 Cycle Hump community might find it interesting. The song is called Cast Off. It's from my album One Day, which is available at my Bandcamp, andrewoshay.bandcamp.com, which of course I will link in the notes. The song is kind of loosely about the need for humanity to venture out and establish a spacefaring civilization. I also build guitar pedals, synthesizer modules, and write software. There are some resources for DIYers, as well as info on my other projects available on my website, which I will also link below. Anyway, if you do end up featuring the song on the show, big thank you. No, thank you for sending this song."
Suffer of the
think of who his voice reminds me of. Like a very specific, like new wave artist.
This is what some might argue would have been the best case scenario. This is what the Smiths would have sounded like if they were fronted by Robert Smith. It's that super jangly guitar with this guy who's singing through a reverb and chorus. That's what I heard. I really liked it.
I'm getting the Robert Smith connection, but there's someone else that it's reminding me of. Like, I keep wanting to say Wall of Voodoo, but it's not Wall of Voodoo.
Definitely not Wall of Voodoo.
Damn, that's driving me crazy. I'll figure it out later.
All right.
Yeah. Fun track. I really like that first vocal effect that came in.
Yeah.
It like,
It like super caught me off guard. I
Yeah.
was like, what are we in? I don't know what's happening.
I kept wanting more
Then
of that.
vocal happened. I was like, hello, hi.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Bye, everyone.
Stay grounded.